Hi everyone, my name's Laura and you're watching the Carpe Diem Stitcher. Welcome to my channel if you're new and welcome back if you're an existing subscriber. It's lovely to have you along with me today. So you'll see that I'm not in my current sewing area today, and that's because I'm still away staying with family up north. So I have got my sewing machines with me. And I am going to hopefully try and do some sewing later on this evening. But I thought that I would talk to you about some t-shirt patterns, which I would describe all as elevated basics, which I'd like to make over the course of this summer, kind of in between more complicated makes. So without further ado, let's go into the patterns. So the first one that I've picked out is this one, which is by Maven Sewing Patterns, and it's called the Somerset. Now, those of you who've been following me for a while will know or might remember that I actually picked this as my favourite t-shirt pattern when I reviewed some t-shirt tops that I've already made, which was a while ago, and I'll pop the link down below. But the version I actually made was the plain version with the long sleeves, which you can see there. And I really liked it. And one of the reasons I liked it was because, as I say, it's actually versatile because you've got lots of different versions, but it's a nice fit on me. And so I've decided I'd like to make it again. You can see you can also do it with 3/4 length sleeves. Or you can do it with these more elaborate sleeves like bishop sleeves, and you can do that with either a long cuff as shown here or the shorter cuff as shown here. And I would like to do this version with the longer cuff. I have already got some fabric that I want to use to make this, but because I'm not at home, what I'll do is I'll show you the fabrics as and when I get to make the t-shirt, but I have got some appropriate fabric for this. And so in terms of sizing, I'll check to see if it's now been made more inclusive. I don't know. But at the moment, sadly, this isn't hugely inclusive. It comes from UK sizes 8 to 20, which is basically a 32-inch bust up to a maximum of a 44-inch bust. I will put links to all these down below so you can look up the other sizes. But I thought, because some of you don't like it when I go through sizes, I'd just give you the bust sizes so you get a general sense of how inclusive they are. And then the rest of it you can have a look later, click on the links from my notes. And while we're on the subject of notes, please forgive me if I keep looking down because I've got my iPad down here with all my notes on. And so this is recommending light to medium weight knit fabric, and it needs a minimum of 40% stretch. The other reason I picked this out to make is because the sleeves involve shirring, and if you've been watching on Instagram and YouTube recently, you'll see that the sewing world has gone kind of slightly all in for shearing at the moment because of the release of the Tilly and the Buttons Mabel pattern. And I know that Rachel from the Northern Soul Sisters managed to convince Ruan and Tamlin about the pattern, even though they didn't like it. And I think that's great, and I think the front's quite pretty, but it's a bit low on the back for me. I don't really like wearing clothes that are low cut on the back, so I won't be making it, but I thought this was a good way of getting into that trend by having a go at the bishop sleeves on this. So that's my first pattern, which is the Somerset by Maven. So second pattern is one, really it's an oldie but a goodie, but it's new to me. So this is the Tilly and the Buttons Agnes, which I'm sure lots of you have made already. Do please let me know in the comments if you have. And this again comes in a fairly basic version here with long sleeves, or you can make it with ruche sleeves in short sleeve, or you can make it with a ruche sweetheart neck. So I'll probably have a go at one or other of those, or I might even do ruching on both, I'll see. So in terms of sizing, I've got the old style of this pattern. I'm pretty sure it's been released in a wider size range, so I'll pop the details of the new sizing down below. I've got the original version of this though, and I bought it in a destash from the lovely Judy over at Running So and So, and I'll link her channel down below and her destash channel. So the size range that I've got on here is a bit meaningless because obviously, as I say, it's been extended. But this is light to medium weight stretch knit fabrics such as cotton jersey, viscose jersey or wool jersey, and you need at least 25% stretch. So that's my second choice, the Tilly and the Buttons Agnes. So essentially, this is another knit t-shirt. They're all knits that I've selected, and it's got an asymmetric neckline, and I really like that. You'll see there's a bit of an asymmetric theme going on in this selection. So it's got kind of drape folds that come down from the shoulder, doing all the arm movements, even though much better to put a pick in. And then it's kind of got more drapes kind of flowing out from here. And you can do it either with a collar or you can do it as a straight neckline, which is a bit easier. And it's got a very gentle V in the back neckline and a back centre seam, which gives it a bit more shape. And again, really like it because it's got different size sleeve length options. So it's got 3/4 length, full length, and ones that go past the wrist, so you can have them coming down over your hands. And it's described as perfect for drapey knits. And I'd say in terms of size range, it's bigger than some forget-me-not patterns are. They've increased their size range for newer patterns, and it is one of their newer patterns. It's still not as inclusive as some. So this goes from a small bust of 27.5, which is the size 28, and a full bust on that is 30.5 inches. And it goes all the way up to a size 56, which is for a small bust of 55.5. And the full bust size on that is 58.5 inches. So I have seen some though that will go over 60 inches. So it's not bad, but it's not as large as some. So that is the Viola, but I just like the asymmetry of it and I'm really keen to try it. So that's another one that I have picked out. So just to say, if you're enjoying this content so far, please do give me a like down below and consider subscribing if you're not subscribed already. I'd really love to have you along on my sewing journey, and if you would like to see more from me and you want notifications, please click on the little bell down there and that will let you know when I put out new content so you don't miss a thing. On with pattern number 4. So this one is my first of 2 big 4, and this is a Vogue pattern and it is V1733. And this is, I said asymmetry was a bit of a theme going through. So again, but here it's the asymmetry around the hemline that I really like. So again, you can make a fairly basic version of this, which is this one, view A, although it does have a slightly rounded hem. It's a bit like a kind of shirt hem, and that's the same front and back. Or you can do one-sided asymmetry. And then the rest of the variations, you can even do for view C, which isn't, well, it's, oh, I see what they've done. I think this lady is wearing, yeah, where is it here? She's got B on there, but she's put C over it. I spent ages trying to work out what's going on with this. I thought there was like a little pattern piece there. But it's not. She's got view B on with this asymmetric hem, and then she's got view C on, which is sleeveless and I think a slightly low, yes, it's a lower scoopier neck, and the scoop on that goes the other way. So if you put the two together, you end up with a kind of asymmetric hemline. Or if you make view D or view E, you get this double-edged asymmetric hemline. And the only differences really between view D and view E are how you colour block the sleeves and the actual body and the neckline. And also you can do different sleeve lengths. So you can do a, what's it saying? It's basically, I think, a kind of elbow length, sort of, where you can see on the pattern is kind of just below the elbow length, or a longer sleeve. And you can see that you can colour block them all differently. So good stash buster. I really like the asymmetry, so I think I will be looking at a version with the double petticoat hem, if you like. So I'll be looking at view E or view D, and I'll just see how I feel about what combinations of fabrics I use. But in terms of the type of fabric, it suggests basically cotton or viscose jersey, or mesh knits. Now this is one of these ones where you have to watch it because it comes in different sizes. So it comes in extra small to medium, which I think is the version I have, hopefully. Yes, I've got extra small to medium, which goes up to so it starts at a bust of 29.5 to 30.5, and the medium is a 34 to 36 bust, which should be fine for me. And then the second pattern split goes from a large to a double XL. So that's from a 38 to 40 bust, going up to a 46 to 48 inch bust. So as with a lot of the big four, I'm sorry, it isn't hugely size inclusive, unfortunately. But I do like the hemline on it, and I think it will make kind of nice, unusual, elevated basic for the summer, and also because you can do it with longer sleeves, which I tend to anyway. I think that will take me really nicely into autumn. Okay, so that's my fourth choice, V1733 from Vogue Patterns. So the next one that I have picked out is another big four, kind of. So this is a t-shirt with, can you see on there, hopefully, kind of twist up in the sleeve. And this comes from a Birder Style magazine, and those of you who've been watching me for a while will know that I'm currently doing battle with a Birder Style jacket, which is actually getting there. I've just got the lining and the hems on the main bit to do. And this is Birder magazine, April 2022. And I also, again, have some fabric for this. I've got a bamboo jersey waiting for me at home. And I really like that, and I am going to make it in a plain fabric because I think it will really show up better like that. I do need plain t-shirts in my wardrobe, so I'm going to try very hard not to get too tempted by all my prints. But as I say, I'll show you fabric when I come to actually making these. And I am just locating the size range, which sadly for Birder is not huge. And this comes in a size 34 to 42. So for someone of 5'6", and I'm not far off that if I stretch on tippy toe, it is a bust size of 31.1 inches. It always says 311, I never quite know why. Up to a 42, which is 37.7 inches. So yeah, not massively size inclusive, unfortunately. They do some sizes for larger size. No, I can't speak properly today. Larger size ladies, but this isn't one of them. Though I have found, I think I'm making the size 42 jacket, and I've tried it on and it fits okay. but technically I should be in a larger size, so you might find there's a bit more ease in it than it actually suggests. Okay, so that was pattern number, was that pattern number 5? That was pattern number 5. So I hope you enjoyed my pattern picks. Let me know what you think in the comments. I just wanted to close by updating you really quickly on some sewing that I did get done before I came away. So I was at a conference at the end of last week, and then I've been up north ever since. So I have now in my jacket, in my collaboration with Jess, the Birder pattern, I have now put my sleeves in, and I have sorted out a little bit more my where the lapels, the faux lapels fit in. I'm still not hugely happy with it, and I might do something like put some piping on it to kind of hide it, because I'm not that thrilled with it. But I'm now on to making the lining, which is all cut out and ready to go. So I've got that done. And I will pop a pic in here or two. I have finished my Uvita t-shirt that I was making for my mum out of that lovely ditzy floral fabric from Jenny Stitches, which sadly isn't available anymore. But I'll pop some pics in of the Uvita that I've made for my mum. It's now with my mum, so I don't have it to show you in person, but I'll pop some pics in. So I'll show you it on Olivia, and also I use my cover stitch to do all the hems on the sleeves and on the bottom. And also for the first time I actually decided to be brave, and the neckline has a facing rather than finishing with a neckband or bias binding or anything. And it you can fold it over and over again and top stitch it, which is what I did when I made my Uvita. But it does say if you have a cover stitch, you can simply use that, and you don't bother overlocking it. You simply cover stitch it round, all the way round. And I'll pop a picture in of what that looks like. And I was really scared and I nearly didn't do it. And then I decided I needed to be brave and try it, because there's no point in having a cover stitch machine and not using it. So I did that, and I've given the t-shirt to my mum, and she really likes it, and it fits her, so she's very happy, which is always good. And the last thing that I have been getting on with, and have with me to try and get on with some more, is my kind of wearable toile version of this dress, the Simplicity S9639. And if you remember, I was thinking about making this for a wedding that I'm going to at the end of July, but I was nervous about cutting into my Minerva exclusive fabric. And I'm making this one, which is a, if you like, a wearable toile for this. And I'm making it in a viscose challis from, it's actually a Nobody's Child dead stock from Rainbow Fabrics, which is still available, I think. I'll pop the link down below. And I've actually got on with it quite well. So I didn't really do it in the order that the pattern suggested, but this is the top. But I think it's just the very top of the top, and I'm really hoping it fits me, because I've done it in a size 12, and I am slightly nervous in case it's too small. But the 14 didn't look too much bigger, and when I looked at the finished garment measurements, it reckoned the 12 should be okay, I think, on the top. Where I tend to be larger is on the hips and the waist, but with this, because it's got so much ease and an elasticated waist, I decided I'd do the straight size 12. There's kind of a midriff section which goes in between this and the skirt, and I've sewn the midriff section together but not attached it yet. And I have also sewn the midriff facings together and not attached them, and then there's a facing that comes around here, and I've sewn all that. And I've also sewn up the skirt, which is here and which looks plenty big enough, and you'll see it's got these kind of petticoat bits. Now it actually suggests you hem it at this point, but I'm not going to, because I think I should leave it to hang once I've attached it to the body. So this is all going quite well. The last thing I did was to create the facing bit on the end of the skirt, you can see there, and then you trim that and turn it through. Then you attach it to the midriff, and the midriff's got to go on the body. Sorry, I'm not explaining that very well. So I'm well on the way with that. That said, I think I'm going to change my mind about what I am making for the wedding. I'm not saying I'm not going to do the dress in the fabric I chose, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure, and I'm also not sure it's going to be what I wear to the wedding, because I saw something else and I fell in love. But you'll have to wait for next week to find out what that is, for when I'm back at home and I can show you what I'm now thinking. Please do, as I say, like and leave me a comment if you have any thoughts on the content of this video. And I look forward to seeing you next time. I hope you're enjoying the mostly hot weather. It's pretty awful today here. And you're getting some sewing done. And I'll see you next time. Till then, happy sewing. Bye for now.